treat. One coconut custard pie with whipped cream coming up. Say, you know what I think? I think that's the wabbit.
There is something unexplainable going on in this Cedarville neighborhood. Many residents have seen something very big coming out of the woods. Sightings of a strange creature, possibly Bigfoot.
The cats are gone, the dogs are gone, everything's missing. I think it's Bigfoot.
We saw Bigfoot walking right that way. So we were standing over there up on the deck, and we couldn't really tell what it was. It kind of looked like a monster, but we don't know if it was Bigfoot.
Local Cedarville resident Humberto Munoz had an unexplainable sighting that he just can't make sense of.
Last night I was, ready to go to bed. I was watching TV until late, and then I heard a big noise. So I opened the lights, and I thought I saw something running, big thing. I just locked the doors and go to sleep. And this morning, I came to check, and look what they found. Like they go, and I follow, and this go deep on the woods. Seems like a Bigfoot. It's big. It's not coyote. It's not any kind of animal. Definitely, it's not human. I think it's a big. So I'm kind of a little scared now.
Humberto's daughter Lulu also had a hair-raising experience.
I was feeding my bunny one night, and she was terrified. She was on top of her house, and she wouldn't move. And then I heard a really scary sound. It didn't sound like a dog or a cat or anything. And then she just panicked, and she went into her little house, and then she stayed there until the morning. It was very, very scary. It wasn't, I don't think it was a dog, or I don't think it was any normal animal. I think it was just like, I don't know what it was.
I've been in Cedarville now for the last 20-odd years, and I have never seen what's going on around this area. I haven't seen it, but there is something that's coming around at night. Last night, there was a barrel out on the back deck, and it had the straps all around the top of it to hold the lid on. And this morning, the barrel was moved over to the corner of the deck, and all the food that was in there, and it went through the diapers and everything else, but the food, whatever it was, had taken and ate everything that was edible. And then, in the corner, evidently afterwards, whatever this animal was, or person or whatever it is, took this big dump. And it was probably the biggest dump that I ever saw. It was big, and it had to come from some sort of gigantic animal.
Johnny Kenny has helped organize some of the neighborhood kids in his search for what he thinks is Bigfoot.
I haven't found them yet, but we're gonna keep trying.
Well, I was driving home one night from work, and all of a sudden this huge thing went across the road. And I couldn't recognize it. It wasn't a deer or an animal or anything, but it was scary.
My neighbor, he doesn't say too much, but he's saying that it could have been Bigfoot.
At night, I hear the dogs barking. A lot of people think they're barking at the coyotes, but I know better. They're barking at Bigfoot.
What are you looking for? We're looking for Bigfoot. You're never gonna find it. Yeah, we are. He's gonna attack you. Cause he's man-sized. He's huge. I always bring a cookie with me when I look for Bigfoot. If I give Bigfoot a cookie, he won't be mean to me.
I know there's people that don't believe, and I know what I've seen, and I know what I've heard. And I know my neighbor next door, he may claim that there is or there isn't, but I know his daddy's seen it, and if he don't believe, that's his problem.
Well, my daddy done told me stories about this Bigfoot. But I ain't seen no Bigfoot. Although we might go looking, me and my boy. You want to find Bigfoot? We'll find Bigfoot.
I saw a noise! This way! I think we heard a noise! I think I heard
Well, it was back in these woods back in about 1984. My friends and I camped back there occasionally. It was the strangest thing. One night, I'll never forget this. We had just started falling asleep when we heard a slow breathing. It was a heavy breathing. Don't know what animal could have caused that. We heard a scratching at the tent. And it was getting louder and more violent. And it woke us up out of our sleep. And we popped our head out of the tent and we saw it through the sunlight, through the moonlight. It was just a shadowy figure run deep into the woods at a speed I have never seen from any animal. And I will never, ever forget that as long as I live. And to me, it's the most frightening thing I've ever seen.
Last night I came home and I saw this big shadow. It was definitely something. I don't know what it was, but it was definitely something. Might have been Bigfoot. I'm really concerned. I think Bigfoot got one of the coyotes last night too, so I heard him howling.
Mike and Laura Pushy think that Bigfoot may be responsible for ruining their pool.
And what happened was we pulled in and we saw the water going out of the pool. And I said, what the hell, what the heck's going on here, you know? So we looked and we said, oh man, the pool's ruined. So the next day when it was light, we looked at it and I saw a big foot in the middle of the pool, about this big. It had to be that wide.